Namaste everyone. Welcome to our fourth day of the World Interfaith Harmony Week celebrations and the part of the World Interfaith Festival. To last 3 days we had a beautiful celebrations. A lot of people joined from different countries and very enriching programs we had. We, a lot of people are watching on Facebook every single day. Over 1,500 people are on Facebook watching and getting a lot of comments from people. I feel like we are doing something good for the community. Today we'll start with our Queen Mother, Dr. Deloise Blakely from the UN NGOs, uh, New Light Foundation, right? Queen Mother.
New
Anyway, she
New
will
Future
explain
Foundation.
New Future,
New Future Foundation.
New Future Foundation. So she'll explain what she did at the UN over 50 years with different agendas, and she's one of the leading uh, NGO leader around the globe. Without delay, I would like to invite Queen Mother Dr. Deloise Blakely to do a prayer and her remarks. Queen Mother, floor is for you.
Good morning. It is such a joy of being with all of my brothers and sisters doing Interfaith Week. And what a week it is as we live in communities from around the world. And being with you today is a very special day for Queen Mother. When I speak of youth, intergenerational, and with my being engaged with the United Nations going on 53 years, it was such a joy for my 50th anniversary, 2019, to be engaged with the Commission on the Status of Women, the Commission of Sustainable Development, the International Day of African Descendants, of the transatlantic ocean of the slave trade, the International Day of the Holocaust. The list will go on and on and on. And disarmament, which we are engaged with at this moment in our lives, a part of or enfold in the engaging with the coronavirus, a new life, a new transformation has taken place in most of our lives since 2020. And being at headquarters in New York of the United Nations and the community mayor of Harlem in New York in the United States has been a whirlwind for Queen Mother Blakely. And when I say that, a whirlwind, we are in a time and a period as intergenerational myself, watching the world go round in a way that I don't think any of us have witnessed before. And what I would like to leave as a part of a reflection for all of us to think about at this time, and I'm sure that the world seeing the issues in Harlem of the police being killed in the neighborhood, very promising of community policing. And when we think of disarmament and small weapons kill more people in the world than the armaments do, large instruments of killing people, more is by small arms, such as guns and knives, of killing each other. And this energy has led us in the spirit of our young people and transformation and reforming us for the future. And I believe that the Creator, the Divine One, is in the midst of it all. And so sometimes we will never understand the will of the Creator, that force I call greater than ourselves. And let me leave this as a reminder today to all of us, as Queen Mother is engaged with the kingdom of Cush, which you'll be hearing more about, the kingdom of Cush. And in saying that this morning to you, the kingdom of Cush during this period of time in history are bringing it forth to all peace lights. Duality. Oh Lord, in a world that is filled with complexions that one must accept as a puzzle in the scheme of things, one will be denounced in escaping as we trod to the path of existence that we must embrace with a will and with the understanding of each other, must embrace to understand the gravity and perplexity await us in the duality that we face daily. We are living at a time of duality, duality that faces us every day, that awaits us and will never end. And as you can imagine, it will never end. Oh, great teacher, show us the learning curves, ups and down,
அதை எடுத்து வச்சுட்டு
left
அப்பா
and
அப்பா
right, health and sickness, knowing and unknowing, knowing and ignorance, sufficient and need, strength and weakness, happiness, sadness, yes, no, forward, backward, east, west, north, south, rich, poor, love, hate, life, death is what we're facing at this time in our duality and perplexities of life. Oh God, creator, whatever name we may never know to call upon you, but we will say that force greater than ourselves that lead and guide us every day of our lives. We emerge in the human condition. Please, God, detach us from the ways of human beings, God. Hear our prayer or our reflection, our spoken word. Shape us, mold us, and rid us of duality as we seek and strive for your divine perfection. Oh, perfect, powerful, and mighty one, all is well with our lives and our soul if we believe in that force greater than ourselves. All is well with our soul and all is well with our lives. And I yield the chair back to our great leader, Juriti. Thank you, thank you. Nguriji, Queen
Thank
Mother,
you,
yield the
Queen
chair
Mother.
back to you. Blessings upon you.
Thank you, Queen Mother. That is a great blessing for us. You are joining and sharing your experience, your thoughts, your wisdom. I know you had to go back to another meeting immediately, right? So if you can stay, or anytime you can come back. We are here until 11 a.m. Then I like to invite Reverend Sharon Deep. Reverend Sharon, let me see. Okay, she's
Yeah. Good morning. Nope.
morning. Floor is for you, Reverend Sharon.
Yes, and thank you, Queen Mother, for that for your blessings. Thank you. Uh, you know, Dileepji, if I could, I would like to pass right now until I have a better sense of
Okay, yeah, sure.
the energy. Okay,
Yeah.
instead of
So
just
yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
thank
So
you.
open group. So can I call Richard Jordan?
Good morning, Guruji.
Namaste, namaste.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Great. Would you like me to say a few words?
yes.
Okay. You know, very recently, there was a very important meeting that was not advertised, but it was an honor given to the Secretary General of the United Nations called the Lamp of Peace. And he could only accept this award. It was in Assisi, the home of St. Francis. And the basilica at Assisi was full. And I have been to Assisi. It is a place of peace. And there are only a few Franciscan friars who promote and care for this shrine. As many faith traditions have, there are shrines in our for our holy places.
We cannot hear you.
Places. Hold on one second. Okay. So these shrines are extremely important, and the Secretary General received an award called the Lamp of Peace. And there was a ceremony where people from the United Nations also, and I believe from the country of Jordan, came and bestowed to the Secretary General virtually this flame. And it's a symbol of the peace that is promoted by the United Nations and by the Secretary General. Instead of my speaking about it, I hope that all of you will, if you have the time, please go to watch the Lamp of Peace ceremony. Guruji, I don't know how much time you wanted me to take, but I think this is my contribution for today.
Okay. You are joining tomorrow, correct?
Yes, I will be at 9 o'clock. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you, Richard.
And good morning, Queen Mother.
I'm glad you brought that point because I was in that event. We had a wonderful time with the Secretary General. That was a 4 hours program.
Yes, it's very
dinner and all this stuff, right? So thank you, Jordan. You brought that point. So now I like to invite one of my professor from Kerala. I know him since 1982. I was in the 6th grade. He was a referee in my district level sports and games Coco. That was my game. He was a coach. Then he invited me to join in his college, coaching college. Then I joined in his college. That is Professor Dr. MNC Bose. Now he's the president of the Kerala Yogasana Sports Association in India. Without delay, I would like to invite Professor MNC Bose. Floor is for you.
Thank you, Guruji. See, I am really blessed to have a student like Guru Dileepji, and everywhere I am going, I am getting that respect from the other gurus from North Indian. Now, recently I had to go for a national Yogasana championship at Gujarat, and everywhere they are introducing me like that. He's the master, he's the guru of our guru, like that. I am really honored with that statement, and I am really happy to hear that Everybody is respecting our Guru Dileepji throughout the world. Every gurus, every sannyasis, every yoga, gurus and acharyas, everybody likes Guru Dileepji, and they are appreciating his reputation and his dedication to the wellness of this human being, and his dedication to the oneness of the all religion. Now, regarding interfaith belief, 2 years back, we got a chance to celebrate this interfaith meeting in Trivandrum in India, Kerala. And I think Shashikumar is in this meeting.
Yeah,
Myself and
he's here.
Shashikumar.
He's here. Yeah.
He is here. And Shashikumar and myself were honored to organize this interfaith meeting here in India, in Kerala, at Trivandrum. It was a wonderfully organized program, and Guruji came India to be present here with us for the organizing part, and most of the religious heads for more than 9 famous religions came in India, and they have very pleasingly attended our function. And after that, a prayer was conducted along with all the religions participation with a prayer. That was a wonderful thing. I cannot forget it. That was a very happy moment for me. See, now I know that Guruji and you are all expecting something regarding this interfaith program, and in India we had a famous guru, philosopher, and he is known as Sri Narayana Guru. He was a great philosopher and a leader and a spiritual leader, social reformer in India. He had a a telephone came here. Okay. And he has organized an interfaith meeting in 1924 at Aluva Ashramam, his ashram. Before that, in 1893, I think that was the first ever World Religions Parliament meeting held at Chicago. Everybody knows that Hindu representative from India, Swami Vivekananda, had a great speech on that day. After that, I think in India, our Guru, Sri Narayana Guru, has organized an interfaith all religions meeting at Aluva in 1924. That was the second interfaith meeting of the world, and that was the first interfaith meeting held in Asian level. In that, he was having several thought about religion and a oneness of our all religion. He believed in the God, where there is no discrimination between the religion, caste, and creed. He was for that. The famous preaching is we can say that he was believing in all religions are for one aim, that is love, that is passion, that is with respect to the other religion. We have to believe in one religion, and we should know about the preachings and greatness of other religion. That was his belief. and he was for that only. He was on the opinion that all religions are having good things only. All religions meant for the goodness, the wellness, and the greatness and the growing up of human beings in a great way, a peaceful way. That was his dream. This meeting, after this meeting in 1928, I think he has to leave this world. But his preachings throughout Kerala and now throughout India, now even it spread throughout the world. Sri Narayana Guru is such a great person who stands for this oneness, of all religion, as well as he was the interfaith believe in great. He said that no religion is superior to other or inferior to other. All the religions are same only. When you criticize one religion, you have to know what is in that religion. Without studying, without knowing what are the specialities, what are the preachings, what goodness are in that religion, you cannot blame a religion. All religions are standing for the wellness of the human being. That was Sri Narayana Guru's famous preachings, and so many Kerala people, even Indian people, are even now, I think world also, even throughout the world, Sri Narayana Guru is being respected for this main reason, that he considered all religion one. That was his. All religions are good. They should live for the betterment of human being. So religions, you can have faith on one religion. That if you are a Hindu, if you are a Muslim, if you are a Parsi or like that, you can have a great faith on that religion. But at the same time, you have to respect the other religion also. That was his preaching. I'm not taking much time. I think if you would like to hear a prayer of Sri Narayana Guru sung by so 1 minute. So no, sorry, it is not coming. Sorry.
Okay.
I was trying to play a prayer of Sri Narayana Guru, but it is not working.
Okay. Another time is fine. Yeah, that's
Another time, I myself will sing this song
yeah,
in a meeting.
that is good.
Actually, I wanted to make it more beautiful, so I was setting one music. Some Deva Dashakam. You may be knowing that everybody
Yeah,
knows in Kerala, and in Deva Dashakam, that is one of the greatest prayer ever seen in India. So Deva Dashakam, I was trying to play, but it is not coming up. I will sing in the next time. Oh,
yeah.
thank you all thank you Guruji for giving such a great opportunity for me. Thank you all.
You can sing next week.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
So I like to hear some remarks from Reverend Maximo Padino from Scientology. Any comments?
Good morning to everybody. Oh my goodness. Oh, here you go.
Okay.
Good morning to everybody. I was not really prepared this morning to say something about, but in these days, actually, these meetings sparked me the willingness to study a little bit more what we can do as religious leaders, helping our society. And it's very clear to me, as I said a few days ago, and I wanted to repeat it because it's very important, that the decline of our civilization today is very much related to the decline of the influence of all religion in the society. And it's very interesting that the reduced number of people that goes to the churches, any kind of church, synagogue, whatever, is parallel to the increase of pornography, crime in the society. So less people that goes in the churches to get spiritual advice and to get relief, spiritual relief from the stress of every day. Less people goes to the church, more people goes to pornography, crime, intolerance, and stuff like that. So as I said already, Guru, the importance of this meeting and is to promote the spirituality and have the people to come back and get advice, with a minister or with a rabbi, and that is very important, very important. The only thing that I can observe, and we talk about that, Guru, obviously, is the fact that any minister or any religious leader need knowledge, practical knowledge, how to help their own congregation. Because of the problem that our congregation, they are experiencing all over the world, are more or less the same. Divorce, drop in school, crime, domestic violence is always the same thing. So the minister or the reverend or the pastor, really, they don't have tools, practical tools, how to help their own congregation. So as I said, we talk about that in private, that there is tools that can be used by any minister to improve their own capability to help their own congregation. And this is a good news, actually. This is a good news. We have tools that can be used to help our congregation and to bring back spirituality in our society, because that is the big lack that created this kind of situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Maximo. You brought a very important point. Around the globe is more trouble with mafias in different fields, medical, political, religious, and drugs, sex, and war. This is not stopping, ongoing stuff. So let us see how we'll educate people. Now I like to invite Sri Shashikumar Shantananji from Trivandrum. He organized few events for us last few years, and he served as advisor to Chandagiri Ashram and the Parliament of World Religion. Please unmute yourself. Sri Shashimarji, floor is for you.
Pranam, Swamiji. Pranam, everybody. So, Swamiji, I think I will make a formal message tomorrow. Today means I'm not prepared, but my best wishes, and my greetings to all the land members and land interfaith leaders and other diplomats. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Now I like to invite Acharya Abhiramananda from Radhashi. Acharya Abhiramananda. Yeah. Please open your video.
Sure.
From Anandamarga. Anandamarga is one of the organization I partner with more than 35 years. Now he's the secretarial secretary in North America. How is your video coming? Okay, good. Floor is for you.
Very good morning. Namaskar, everybody.
First of all, my most beloved Supreme Almighty and respected Dileepji, honorable delegates and dignitaries, entire world and United Nations representative and respected participants and all world leader, spiritual leader, and all souls and cells of the Divine Father. I do invite and welcome and congratulate on the occasion of the occasion of Interfaith, World Interfaith Festival organized by World Yoga Community and World Interfaith Harmony Week. So it is the great honor to be part of this program. It is my humble prayer to you all in front of on behalf of the Anand Marga. Anand Marga is started 1955 in India headquarters. As Dileepji knows, numbers of these monks and nuns, they have been working. Our master Sri Ananda Murthy Ji, he has started 1939 organization, formally 1995. Nowadays, we are propagating meditation, yoga, and entire the human values in order to establish the glory of love, respect, and also their thirst and hunger. And based on spirituality and morality, our founders, Sri Ananda Murthy Ji, the founder of Anand Marga, Sri Ananda Murthy Ji, he has a great understanding of philosophy and spirituality and based on science and morality. He has given a lot of books, more than 300 books in the different fields: science, art, literatures, education, economics, philosophy, physics, and also tantra, also spirituality, also you could say the interfaith, to connect the whole world, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, to build the universal society. So I like to express something today because today is the great day for organizing all leaders of the world. First of all, we all know that the entire world is facing a lot of difficulties. Difficulties, number one, is the emotional imbalances. And the 2 years pandemic landed in this planet. Everybody has own understanding and they are searching and also researching something positive to happen. But Brother Dileepji has opened the windows platform where the people can express their views to manage emotionally in order to establish the love and respect and connect around the whole world. So my point is here, I like to express on behalf of Anand Marga. Right now, the harmony and love is very important with the emotional balance. First of all, the whole world is one village civilization like to grow because it might be tomorrow and today the scarcity of the food or some positive or neutral happening could be take place anytime because this situation is not a normal. So we as a leader, as a spiritual leader, as a social reformist or civil society members, we should give some good and positive direction to the society in order to understand and balance the emotional health. Because being a social leader and spiritual leaders, they are more committed than other CEO and multinational companies because they have been working selflessly and giving something positive for protecting their emotional health. That is very, very true. Like Queen's mothers what she has committed for Dileepji, all the members of this today who are here and who are not here, they have been supporting this interfaith. Interfaith is the one of the important platform where we should have express our views and understand to give some better solutions. So in this platform today, I like to give the message to everybody should be positive, be moral, be social, be respectful, love each other, give some encouragement, because the encouragement has declined. Today is the whole society is the based on the hypocrisy and diplomacy. No, we should be honest for everybody or each other. So one day, certainly the things will be positive and better and practical. So Dileepji is doing very good work that we should support him, and also together all the spiritual leaders in this platform to connect entire world and the entire community, entire village, entire first world and third world countries where the people have been suffering, and present our message to the United Nations through the interfaith. So suffering and struggling this pandemic, and also it might be coming in the more worst situation in the future that will be faced together. And the whole, whatever resources we have, whatever the understanding we have to contribute in order to give some positive feeling to the society, because society is very much in trouble, in suffering and struggling. A lot of news and messages, understanding we have been watching, but rest of this, what can say, community are still is remaining and unseen. We don't know what is going on in the third world country, in the village. It might be India, it might be Bangladesh, it might be Africa, it might be other third world country and first world country as well. We are in the first world countries and interfaith dealing with this United Nations, certainly, but we have to give the strong message to procure and protect in this situation by giving some confidence and give some better health, food, medicine, shelter, and also give some confidence of encouragement. These are the duty of us to deal with the each and every moment. We cannot give the money, but we can give the confidence. No, please don't worry, we are with you, because being a spiritual leader has a responsibility. We are the first leader of the spiritual leader or social leader or civil society. They can only give the solutions, nobody, because anybody in the governance, they are moral, spiritual, social, and effective leader can reform and change the society. So we should not be back. We should not be last what can say panel of the group, but we should have in the front, we should take some responsibility, because today is the decline of the leadership. We have to give some understanding to the governance of the leadership. One day, the interfaith will be recognized and appreciated entire world. These are the duty of us. We are not a small, but we are not a big also. We are very simple, very grounded, very simple and very spiritual manners to reflect a humanistic pattern where the each and every flora and fauna feel expressive, and also they feel happy and harmony. One day, the glory of earth will be flourish with the full of love, full of spirituality, and full of devotion. They feel Vasudeva Kutam Harme Pita Gauri Mata Swadeshi Bhavanatariya. The entire cosmos is my homeland, and Parma Prakriti, cognitive faculty, is my mother, and Parma Purusha, the cosmic father, is my father. So, and we are brothers and sisters, and each and every flora and fauna is our brothers and sisters who is giving some good vibration and positive microbiota. And that blessing, we can grow the earth planet. And one day, each and every human being be responsible, be social, be moral, and be dutiful, and take the responsibility like Dileepji is taking the responsibility to take the lead, whatever the situation. He has no money. I know this ground, he's very grounded, but he is coordinating entire world, more than 200, 300 organizations. This is the great achievement which we achieved in this pandemic. So I like to give the message on behalf of Anand Marga, what our master has taught us, to please encourage this pandemic in Anand Marga in New York sector, 14 countries I have been handling. And every day I have been giving the program. More than thousands and thousands of people have been benefited, encouraged. Still, not a single person become sick because encouragement, giving some positive DNA, positive spiritual vibes. So we should be stand for. Thank you so much for having me and the patients hearing. And last, I'm giving the prayer for everybody, and on behalf of Anand Marga, and on behalf of our Guru, Sri Sri Anand Murti ji, Sarve Shukhina Bhavantu, Sarve Shantu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadyani Pashantu, Na Kasyid Dukkha Punyat. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Let everybody be happy. Let everybody be free from all physical or psychic elements. Let everybody see the bright side of everything. Let everybody be forced to undergo any trouble under pressure of circumstances. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. God bless you. God bless your responsibility. The entire world should.
Thank you, Acharya Viravanandaji.
Thank you. Thank you so
I'm
much.
glad you are able to join today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And upcoming weeks, we have more discussion groups. So
Sure.
we'll plan something different. Okay.
Very
So
good. Congratulations.
I know Ananda Marga is doing very well around the globe. Whenever I go to Europe or South America, they always come to our events. We work hand in hand. That's the way it is. So thank you, Ji. Please stay in the meeting. We'll open our panel discussion after the speakers. Now I like to invite my brother from Harlem. That is Sheikh Musa Damra. He's one of the dedicated citizen of America. That's what I'll say. So I met thousands of Americans in this country, but I feel 1/10 of the people are more involved with public life. Majority of the people only think about myself, me and myself, but he think about we and ourselves. That is my brother from Harlem, Sheikh Musa Damra. Floor is for you.
Morning, peace and Assalamu alaikum. Guruji, thank you so very much for convening this forum again. The way you describe me, you're describing yourself. Every time that I am participating to anything that you organize, I see the global presence in working together, for the betterment of all of us. I wish if I could be from Harlem, but I am from the Boogie Down Bronx. So even though Bronx and Harlem are pretty much almost identical in many aspects, right. But I represent, the people from the Bronx, and proudly. Once again, thank you so very much. I am extremely honored to be here. Queen Mother called me because, as you know, we have been going through so many issues lately, including losing a 42-year-old young man to cancer this morning. And I was with them. We were arranging the funeral services. That's why I joined late. But, I send my greeting to the participants, and I send my greeting to my fellow panelists. And I also, would like to, piggyback on what the last speaker, spoke about. we are here on this hollow moment, not to serve just ourselves and our own communities, but to be among the pillars of humankind. And the moment we spend could be short, but it could profoundly be, a change-making moment. We've learned from the past that some individuals live relatively short life, but their contributions, are part of this life, for eternity. And, therefore we should always, try to maximize, that which can be part of, the eternal existence of this world. And so that, we're hoping to gain, God's mercy, in the life, hereafter. Let me say one thing, since we are in the middle of, managing, one of the most difficult moment here in the Bronx and in New York City, I could say, the recent fire tragedy that took 17 lives. All of them, were Muslims, and all of them came from West Africa. 14 of them came from Gambia, 2 from Mali, 1 from Guinea, meaning that all of them are West African. Forums like this, highlight our common destiny and our commonality. When the fire took place Sunday, January 19, the description that I just gave, African Muslim immigrant, all of them Muslim obviously consume halal food. The very first organization that came with halal food is a Jewish organization from Brooklyn. Actually, they got there before the Muslim leaders even got to the scene. And they provided halal food for all the affected families, hundreds of them. And within hours, if anyone come to the school where the fire took place, you would not know the nationality, the demographics, the religious background of the affected families. The entire New York community came together, in solidarity, in making sure that the affected families get what they needed the most now, and have committed to be there with them for the long haul. And from Sunday, January 9 until today, that traffic, that solidarity, that fellowship has not ceased a bit. Every single day, even today, 3 o'clock, we have interfaith gathering at the Islamic Cultural Center, showing their solidarity with the victims. I'm saying this to say that this forum is the future. This forum is our religion, and this forum is divine. Any divisive mechanism within us is not godly. We cannot be promoting godliness while promoting divisiveness, hatred with each other, or lock ourselves in small boxes. We are human beings, and we are part of the greater human community. And therefore, whatever that is good for us is something that we should always strive, to promote, within our circles. And based on the experience that we recently gained from this fire tragedy, it has motivated us to be better neighbors, to be even better Muslims, but most importantly, to be better human beings. We are in it together because we share the same history and we have common destiny, and none of us can escape that. And last but not least, during celebrating Black History Month, Dr. King, once said, we may come from different vessels, but now we are in the same ship. meaning that whatever affects the one will eventually affect the others. So on that vein, I greet you again and I salute you, and I'm deeply, deeply honored to always join your calling, because you have always, are calling, for that which unites us, empowers us, and that brings the best of us. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless you all. And I said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, my brother Sheikh Musa Damrat. First of all, I want to apologize that I mentioned you are from Harlem. No, you are from Queen Mother's place. When in my mind, I know you are in Bronx, So I was going to say the work you did for our current mayor, new mayor, Eric Adams, you supported him very well. And you both did wonderful work for the health-related issues in the city. And I know Eric Adams became a vegetarian because he had health problems. And when we mentioned about yoga, he was so happy about that. And we mentioned about interfaith gatherings. Immediately he put the annual interfaith breakfast at his office. And I am the first person did the blowing the shell and did the prayer. And last 7 years he did wonderful. I hope he is going to do more things in New York City, in 5 boroughs. I know next week we have a meeting with him. So let us see, we work together, make the change one step at a time. Thank you, brother. So now I like to invite one of my friend from Kerala, that is Yogacharya George KJ. Currently is the secretary of the Kerala Yogasana Sports Association. We used to be at the Shivananda Ashram in mid-90s. George, okay. So floor is for you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
A big salute to my beloved friend Guru Dileepji Maharaj and all the respected ones. First of all, I give thanks to Guru Dileepji for giving me a chance to share a few words today. I born in a Catholic family. I live as a Catholic. I teach Bible in catechism class and Catholic faith in my parish from 1980 onwards. And in 1996 onwards, I also practice and teach yoga. Now I share a few words about interfaith according to my viewpoint. Faith is good. It is one of the greatest gifts from God. All the people in the world do not believe in God. We need childlike openness, confidence, and dependence on God to believe in the divine presence and divine providence. St. Paul says in 1 Corinthians that there are 3 things that lacks: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Every religion is teaching about faith. Still, we can see a lot of enmity, fight, and killing among different religious groups in different parts of the world. Why? Faith is belief in God. Love is living in God. Love is the conviction and fundamental experience that I am in God and God is in me. For those who believe, God may be outside somewhere. But for those who love, as Jesus said, I am in the Father and the Father is in me. Faith is like a foundation of the house. It is the basis of build up our relationship with God. But from faith, we have to grow through hope into love. Immediately after speaking about faith, hope, and love, St. Paul says that when I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, and behaved like a child. But when I grew up, I gave up my childish ways. Here, Paul is comparing faith with childhood. Yes, from childhood, we have to grow through adolescence into maturity. It is not the lack of faith that creates division and fight and killings in the society, but it is the lack of growing from faith into the maturity of love that creates all the hell in the world today. St. Paul tells us again, above all, practice love that unites us. When we experience the love that is poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit, we can become aware that the same divine energy is dwelling in every person. First, we need to be rooted in our faith. Then we have to grow into love. We may be like rocks of faith, hard, independent, separate, self-sufficient, and so on. But we have to be like different trees that grow in the same earth, roots deeply interconnected, growing into the same sky, breathing the same air, receiving the same sunlight, drinking the same water, glorifying the one creator of all, glorifying the only one source of all. Even though I am not a musician, I sing an interfaith song in Malayalam. Okay? അമ്മയും നന്മയും ഒന്നാണ്, ഞങ്ങളും നിങ്ങളും ഒന്നാണ്, അറ്റമില്ലാത്തൊരു ജീവിതത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല, നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല. ഒറ്റയായി ഒന്നുമില്ല, ഒന്നു മറ്റൊന്നിൻ തുടർച്ചയല്ലോ. ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് വന്നു പിറക്കുന്നുവെങ്കിലും മർത്യർ നാം എല്ലാവരും ഒന്നാണ്, ജീവികൾ നാം എല്ലാം ഒന്നാണ്. അമ്മയും നന്മയും ഒന്നാണ്, ഞങ്ങളും നിങ്ങളും ഒന്നാണ്, അറ്റമില്ലാത്തൊരു ജീവിതത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല, നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല. നിറവും മണവും വേറെയാണെങ്കിലും പൂവായ പൂവൊക്കെ പൂവാണ്. ഒഴുകുന്ന നാടുകൾ വേറെയാണെങ്കിലും പുഴയായ പുഴയൊക്കെ പുഴയാണ്. അമ്മയും നന്മയും ഒന്നാണ്, ഞങ്ങളും നിങ്ങളും ഒന്നാണ്, അറ്റമില്ലാത്തൊരു ജീവിതത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല, നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല. ഒരു വായു നമ്മൾ ശ്വസിക്കുന്നു, ഒരു വെള്ളം നമ്മൾ കുടിക്കുന്നു, ഒരു ലോകത്ത് നമ്മൾ ജീവിക്കുന്നു, ഒരുപോൽ ജനിച്ചു മരിക്കുന്നു. ഒരു ലോകത്ത് നമ്മൾ ജീവിക്കുന്നു, ഒരുപോൽ ജനിച്ചു മരിക്കുന്നു. അമ്മയും നന്മയും ഒന്നാണ്, ഞങ്ങളും നിങ്ങളും ഒന്നാണ്, അറ്റമില്ലാത്തൊരു ജീവിതത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല, നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല ഒറ്റയല്ല. ജീവിത പൂവിൻ സുഗന്ധമല്ലോ സ്നേഹം, ആഗന്ധമാവുക നാം. ജീവിത പൂവിൻ സുഗന്ധമല്ലോ സ്നേഹം, ആനന്ദമാവുക നാം. ഗന്ധമായി നാദമായി ഈ ലോകമാകവി സുന്ദരമാക്കുവാൻ പാടുക നാം, സുന്ദരമാക്കുവാൻ പാടുക നാം. അമ്മയും നന്മയും ഒന്നാണ്, ഞങ്ങളും നിങ്ങളും ഒന്നാണ്. അറ്റമില്ലാത്തൊരു ജീവിതത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റയല്ല, 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 നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റയല്ല, ഒറ്റയല്ല, ഒറ്റയല്ല. Thank you, my positive energy and love to my beloved friend Guru Dileepji, and all of you, those hear me. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, dear brother Yogacharya George. That song was beautiful. That was in my language called Malayalam. The meaning of that song is, mother and goodness are one. Even though we have a long life, we all are one. We all will leave the world, still we are one. That is almost meaningful. I'm so happy that you brought that song. It's very important. And even though people are not understanding the correct meaning, at least they can feel how other languages are. I remember when I came to America, even I don't speak English. I put extra effort to learn English. People used to make fun of my accent. So I told them, you have to appreciate, I am learning somebody's language and talking in your language. Did you learn my language and speak to me? No. You feel, you think you are something special. So people are from different countries. They don't have to speak English. They can speak in their own language. Every month we have satsang in Spanish. I don't understand anything. I know only hola, nothing else. But somebody will translate. I can understand from their lips movements. I understand. I am guiding them to run the value community in Argentina. We are not making even one penny from them. We just serve them. This is the way we are supposed to take care of our people around the globe. UN meant for all the NGOs at the UN. We are working together for this cause, to bring oneness. Thank you, Yogacharya brought that oneness point. Now I like to invite Pete Rogina from Peace Lake. I know he has to go to another meeting. Pete Rogina, you want to say a few words? Okay.
Yes, hello everybody. Namaste everybody. And it's a happy Interfaith Harmony Week. You know, we often attend these events, and I know we think about it, but it really is a significant time each year. And again, thanks to Guruji and everyone involved in setting these meetings up. It's also Black History Month. So happy Black History Month. Happy greetings for the new Chinese New Year. And, you know, as I was kind of looking into what I would say today, I realized that across every faith, there are celebrations just about every day. And that is very much a supporter of what Sheikh Musa said before, that this forum is our future. I believe that the interfaith movement and the interfaith knowledge that gets shared normally in our cultures is going to be so much more a part of the future that it will make a profound difference. A couple days ago, I shared a short prayer that mentioned service. And as I was looking for a prayer for today, I kept becoming reminded of the service that not only Guruji and Sheikh Musa, but everybody, Massimo, I see Kriba Singh, I see everybody on this and many more people that we all know, providing examples of service. And that is, again, an underpinning for where our culture needs to go in order to move towards a culture of peace. Mahatma Gandhi, whose anniversary of his assassination was just a few days ago, once said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And that is so true. Martin Luther King, very similarly, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. Even I see Massimo here, L. Ron Hubbard, you know, had written the words, I promise to exemplify in my conduct the belief that to command is to serve, and that a being is only as valuable as he can serve others. And finally, part of Mother Teresa's prayer, let us praise you without preaching, not by words, but by our example, by the catching force, the sympathetic influence of what we do, the evident fullness of the love our hearts bear to you. Amen. And as I thought about today, I was thinking about all the examples in the last few years that I've had the great pleasure and honor to be associated and just see happening around me. And, I think in terms of the Gandhi King Season for Nonviolence, the World Yoga Community, African Youth Architects, New York Peace Coalition, the International Human Rights Commission, and so many more. And I always come back to the 30 plus countries that are involved in Project Peace Lights, that were just inspired by a story and have decided to, in their own countries around Africa, serve so that the 1.3 billion people could get the education earlier and the exposure earlier to things like what we're talking about here on these sessions, and have that move that portion of the world in the direction of a culture of peace. So as I was looking for the prayer around peace, I didn't really find what I was looking for, but I found something else that mentioned the interfaith aspects. And I wanted to share that in closing here today. It's a Sufi prayer. And it said on the top, Salat. Most gracious Lord, pause, let us pray. Most gracious Lord, Master, Messiah, and Savior of humanity, we greet thee with all humility. Thou art the first cause and the last effect, the divine light and the spirit of guidance, Alpha and Omega. Thy light in all forms, thy love in all beings, in a loving mother, in a kind father, in an innocent child, in a helpful friend, in an inspiring teacher. Allow us to recognize thee in all thy holy names and forms, as Rama, as Krishna, as Shiva, as Buddha. Let us know thee as Abraham, as Solomon, as Zarathustra, as Moses, as Jesus, as Muhammad, and in all other names and forms known and unknown to the world. We adore thy past, thy presence deeply enlightens our being, and we look to thy blessing in the future. O Messenger, Christ, Nabi, the Rasul of God, thou whose heart constantly reaches upward, thou comest on earth with a message, as a dove from above when Dharma decays, and speakest the word that is put into thy mouth, as the light filleth the crested moon. Let the star of the divine light shining in thy heart be reflected in the hearts of thy devotees. May the message of God reach far and wide, illuminating and making the world a whole humanity as one single family in the parenthood of God. Amen. Namaste. Thank you all. I look forward to seeing all of you again, hopefully in person in the near future, and to participate in these ongoing events.
Thank you, my brother Pietro Gina. You are bringing peace lights and enlightening the world with your light. I remember in 2018, when we had the 25th annual World Yoga Festival in Goa at one of the ashram, we brought your light clip in my USB. I opened the ceremony with the 7,000 people there. Simple thing. I can carry a USB and share it with other people. We did. And we added a Sanskrit name as a piece in your video clip.
Right.
It's like, I want to add in my language to Malayalam. And we have another one of my friends is already joined here, and he can guide you with the Tamil too. So good to have all the languages in the peace light. And peace is not only for one group of people, peace is for everybody. We're all born with the peace. We carry our peace within ourselves. Like a Gandhi, peace begins with me. I believe in that philosophy always. Thank you, Pete, enlightening us today. And now I like to invite our Reverend Sharon D from the UN NGOs. She organized the silent prayers at the UN meditation room every Thursday. Last 2 years, we are missing our gathering, physical gathering, even though we do at home. Here, I like to invite Reverend Sharon D. Floor is for you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And I do miss being at the UN every Thursday in the meditation room. And what we would do there every Thursday at noon is we would invite or we would connect in consciousness with all the women and men of goodwill from around the planet, and use our mind's eye or to use the creative imagination to visualize the sustained efforts of goodwill from around the world, and in effect creating a global movement for the culture of peace. One of the things I wanted to mention, given the remarks of those here on the panel, that I feel blessed that I was able to hear your words, is that when I first started at the United Nations as a representative, I would bump into another NGO or non-governmental organization, a representative, and we would immediately start talking about, well, my NGO does this and your NGO does that, and it was, you know, and we would just go off on our way in our separate ways at the UN. And I feel kind of blessed that I was there long enough to recognize that NGOs started to come together toward one mission. And it reminds me pretty much of interfaith, in the sense that faith, we are told, is dead without deeds or service, as we heard here. And it's exciting to visualize what we could all do together when our different lines of work or service are synthesized and integrated together. Surely it would be an uplift of our planet. So that's all I have to say today, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be invited here. It's a little bit like being at the UN in the meditation room. So thank you very much. Blessings.
Thank you, Reverend Sharon, for joining and being part of this global celebration. And we had so many International World Interfaith Harmony Week celebration at the UN and the General Assembly and different rooms last some years. I'm glad we are able to connect people in different ways. Because you think about our own life. We came from different countries for a purpose. And coming to the UN or any other place, we come with the divinity is activating within ourselves. That's why we are coming together. So we had to continue to grow in this divine nature and make sure everybody is part of our global family. Thank you, Reverend Sharon, blessing us today. Now I like to invite few more people. Before next speaker, I want to invite Geeta Palo, Srimati Geeta Palo, to do a wonderful devotional song. Then I'll invite my brother from Pondicherry, Dr. Ananda Balayoga Bhavanani. So Geeta Palo, floor is for you.
Here.
Yeah.
And I feel honored and blessed to be a part of this Interfaith Harmony Festival. On this wonderful occasion, I want to sing a Krishna bhajan. So, Om Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kansacharunamardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Bande Jagadgurum Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jashodanandana Braja Janarang Yashodanandana Braja Janarangana Yashodanandana Braja Janarangana Jamuna Tire Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Murali Manohar Karuna Sagar Murali Manohar Karuna Sagar Murali Manohar Karuna Sagar Jai Govardhanadhari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Gita Palo. That was a beautiful bhajan. Long time I hear that bhajan. We used to sing at the Amma's group in Manhattan, in New York City. So continue to sing in our programs. Never give up. Now I like to invite Dr. Ananda Balayogi Bhavanani, one of my long-time friend, family friend, and his father and Sami Bua were so close. They did so many events together. They had great respect each other. I remember in 2018 or 19, I was in Bangalore visiting some of my friends. Then the Shivaratri, our famous Hindu celebration, going to happen next day. So I asked my friend, Oh, where we are going to Shivratri. Oh, there's an ashram next to us. We want to go celebrate. Then I was checking on the person. I saw there's a serious allegation against the head of the organization. I said, I don't want to go. Then are you able to join with me for a long trip? He said, where do you want to go? I said, little far from here. Then we went to Pondicherry. On the way, we stopped by at the Ramana Maharshi's ashram the early morning and reached in the evening at Dr. Andabala Bhavana, his house. And we had a beautiful Shivaratri celebration. He's one of the leading yoga exponents. He's a doctor and he's an artist, musician. He has so many talents, and their family is talented people. I always appreciate when they promote yoga that is peaceful, and the peace movements and the interfaith and the cultural activities, sports and culture. A lot of time when you spend time in sports, arts and music or any other cultural activities, you became a divine being. You don't want to do wrong things in the community. It will make the changes. Here I like to invite my brother, Dr. Ananda Bala Yoga Bhavana, and he flourish for you.
Namaste, Guruji, Dileepji. A pleasure to be with you. Pleasure to see my dear Kriba Singh Ji, Sayon Ji, all the wonderful people here. A beautiful song from Geeta Ji. Very nice to listen to the bhajan. And my congratulations to Guruji, who keeps on going on and on and on and on and on, organizing so many events, bringing so many of us together in that spirit of oneness. The spirit of oneness is the spirit of yoga. Many people think yoga is just doing some asana, some pranayama, some exercise, some meditation. That is all just one component. Yoga is ultimately the state of oneness, where we realize we are all one. We share the same breath. We share the same heartbeat. We share the same desires, the aspirations, the longings. We all share the same spirit. And if we realize that the human genome, about 99.9%, we are all the same. We all look so different. We often think and talk differently. We may even pray differently. But if you look at our genome, 99.9%, we are all the same. I think the focus today on, that 0.1% of difference makes it seem like we are all different. But if we realize we should focus on the 99.9%, which is the oneness. Every one of us, we share the same spirit. Call it whatever you want. The names don't matter, because it all ultimately is beyond name. It is all beyond form. It is beyond time. In the Indian culture, we say the divine is Anami, beyond name. Arupa, beyond form. Akala, beyond time. And it is only our limited human perception that limits the divine to different forms. And when we realize we are all one, we are the manifestation of the same divine spirit. In our Indian culture, it is said that we are the eyes of the divine. Our eyes are the eyes of the divine. Our hands are the hands of the divine. Our feet are the feet of the divine. And that is why the divine Purusha is said to have thousands of eyes, thousands of heads, thousands of hands, thousands of feet, meaning that every one of us is a tool for the divine to manifest on this planet. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha Sahasrakshaha Sahasrapad Sabhumin Vishwato Vritva Atyadishtat Dashangulam Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha. Because how does the divine perceive? Through our cognitive abilities. How does the divine see? Through our eyes. How does the divine work? Through our hands. How does the divine move? Through our feet. And once we realize that, we start to realize, Ayam me hasto Bhagavan, Ayam me Bhagavan. Our hands are the hands through which the divine can serve humanity. Our hands are tools for the divine to serve each other. Our hands are the extension of the heart so that we can communicate with each other through verbal and non-verbal communication. What amazing oneness exists. And when we realize that oneness, we are at ease. When we realize that oneness, we are at peace. You know, when we talk about peace, I always say the English language has a big issue because the sound pa is an explosive sound. So when I say peace, you know, it's like blowing everything into pieces. So the danger is through language, we are actually exploding when we say peace, peace, peace into pieces. So we have to be very careful with language. And that is why the term tranquility, serenity, oneness has more of that peacefulness than peace itself. And this is why over human history, people have gone to war trying to get peace. You can never get peace through war. You will only get war through war. And that is why in our culture, we have the term Shantam, Shanti, Shantam. You know, it's a very peaceful sound. It's a very tranquil. There is a serenity to it. And we say, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And there's that beautiful, it's like a lullaby lulling us into a state of peacefulness, serenity, tranquility. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And in our South Indian languages, Dileepji comes from Kerala where they speak Malayalam, which has a lot of Sanskritam in it. I speak Tamil, which is slightly different than Sanskrita. We have a lot of similarities in the language. So we like to add the to all our words. When we say yoga, we don't say yoga, we say yogam. When we talk of asana, it is asanam. We talk of yama, it is yamam, iyamam, niyamam, pranayamam. You know, we add a lot of is a sound of satiety. How was your food today? Delicious. Was today's event good? It was very good. Is a sound of satiety. So we change Shanti to Shantam, Shantam, which even makes it even more placid and tranquil. Shantam, Yengum Shantam, Yedilum Shantam, Yengum Shantam, Yedilum Shantam. Every place there should be Shantam. In everything there should be Shantam. Because what has happened is we have forgotten the reality. Because of the Pancha Kleshas, the distorters that are part of being born human, inborn afflictions. Maharishi Patanjali says, because of avidya, ignorance, we start to think, I am different than you. And we start to say, oh, you look different than me, you speak different than me, you eat different than me. And so we start to say, you and I are different. And then the ego wants me to be better than you. So we start to create hierarchy in society. The hierarchy in society, which is totally false. Any hierarchy is totally false. Any division is totally false. Divisions are not divine. The divine has no divisions. The divine has transcended all divisions. Divisions are human-made, and most of the time, I must admit, they are man-made, because women are much better than men. Women can see the oneness. They can see the bigger picture. So when we say they are human-made, I say they are man-made. They are not woman-made. They are man-made. We are distincting. We are saying, oh, you are different than me. The divine doesn't distinguish whether you live in New York or Pondicherry. The divine doesn't distinguish whether you're white, black, green, blue, purple, or pink. It doesn't care, because the divine is beyond all of this. But then we, in our limited egoism, and that is why transcending this limited ego that says only I am correct, only I should exist, only I should survive, we need to move beyond that. And that is why the global perspective that starts to see the oneness, the unity in the diversity. This is our policy in India. We say unity in diversity. We have so many languages, 40 official languages, about 200 unofficial languages in India. Each and every state in India has a different cultural tradition of music, dance, food, dressing, and yet we are all one. We say unity and diversity. The same thing about the planet. Doesn't matter whether you are from North or South America, whether you are from the East or the West or the North or the South or the center or the far. It doesn't matter which part of the world you live in. We are all one. You know, I like to look at the map of the world, because we human beings, we look at divisions. So we have made our map based on the land masses. So we say, oh, North America and South America are far away from Europe, and there's the Pacific, there's the Atlantic, there's the Indian Ocean, there's the Bay of Bengal. You know, we have all these divisions. But recently I came upon a beautiful map of the world from the fish point of view. A fish that is swimming in the ocean, its point of view is the whole thing is the ocean is one body of water. The whole ocean is one body of water. And all the land masses are the boundaries of this water mass. It's called a fish perspective of the world, a fish map of the world. And it's the water which is all one, and the land is the boundary. What a beautiful perspective. Rather than our human perspective that says you live in Europe, you live in Asia, you live in Australia, and so you are different than me. The transcendence of this division, as we grow spiritually, as we mature spiritually, we start to see our commonality. We start to see how we all resonate with the same spirit. I would like to end with a small song, which is a tribute to Mahatma Gandhi, and who stood for Ahimsa, who stood for Satya, who stood for Shantam. Shanti nilava vendum. May this peacefulness manifest every place. Shanti nilava vendum. Yengum shanti nilava vendum. Atma Shakti Vonga Vendum. Ulaginile Shanti Nilava Vendum. Atma Shakti Vonga Vendum. The power of the spirit, Atma Shakti, should be there in the whole world. Gandhi Mahatma Kattalayyaduve Karunai Ottumai Kadiroli Paravi. Gandhi Mahatma Kattalai Aduve Karunai Ottumai Kadiroli Paravi. With the spirit of oneness, with the spirit of compassion, sympathy, empathy, we come together. Shanti nilava vendum. Kodumai seithiyor manamadu tirundhe nadgunamadu pugattiduvom. Those who are violent, those who are evil because they don't know better, let us spread the message of Shantam to them, to enable them to transform from the negativity to the positivity. Kodumai seithiyor manamadu tirundhe Nadgunamadu Pugattiduvom. Madamayacham Arupom. Makkalil Masilla Nallolukam Balapom. May we get rid of ignorance May we overcome the divisions. May we start to bring the spirit of oneness in humanity. Madamai acham arupom makkalil masila nallolukam valapom didam tarum ahimsa yoginam tandai. Our great Mahatma Gandhi, who has given us the ahimsa, let us follow that with strength. Didam tarum ahimsa yoginam tandai atmanandam perave kadamai malavom. Let us not forget our duty. This is our duty. This is our responsibility. Kadamai malavom our kadan tirpom. Let us offer as our gratitude to that great Mahatma. Kadamai malavom our kadan tirpom kalangamil agambalapom. Shanti nilava vendum engum shanti ingum shanti engum shanti ingum shanti. Let that beautiful sense of shantam, peacefulness, tranquility, serenity, let it manifest for each and every being on this planet, human and non-human also. May we come together. May we rejoice in the oneness of humanity. May we realize we are indeed all one. Namaste. Thank you so much. Dhanyavadaha Guruji for this beautiful opportunity to be with fellow seekers on this path, supporting each other in our growth towards the highest oneness. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Dr. Anandaji. I'm glad you joined today. Last month I called in your cell phone a few times, then I forgot to write to you. Sometimes I move around with the public events. I cannot follow up all the events. I stuck, and I had to take care of one of our board members, 92, and he became sick, so I had to take care of him. He's from Mumbai, and those who don't met Dr. Anandaji earlier programs, I want to mention, he's a member of the National Board of Promotion and Development of Yoga and Naturopathy at the Ministry of Ayush in Government of India, and he's Vice President of the National Yogasana Sports Federation and the Director of Standing Publicity, Publication and PR Committee at the Indian Yoga Association, and he's a yoga therapist professor. And he ran few organizations in Pondicherry. He's all know about health related matters in Pondicherry and Government of India. And I am glad I met this family long time back and connect through different ways. Even because of him, I became part of the Indian Yogasana Association. I was not caring about any association. Slowly connecting with my roots, And he was mentioning about the a lot of time you see the difference in the North and South India, and a lot of time some of the experts in Sanskrit or Indian culture, they say even Vedic knowledge actually came from Dravidian culture. That's supposed to be open up in near future, because those who did their good work, we have to acknowledge what it is. You see, sometimes we go around the world, people try to talk about yoga, but then never mention about it came from Indian continent. They ignore yoga masters, those who really did hard work around the globe. So that part I cannot agree with it, because whatever, we all are here to help each other. That's the purpose of life. We follow the motto of in Hindu culture, that is the Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. We believe we all are divine being, chosen being on this earth as brothers and sisters. We believe in that one. That's why we are able to come together. Otherwise, we cannot. We try to divide. We are here. We may have different opinions, but still we come together. That's the spirit we had to keep up for the globe. I'm glad Anandji joined today. Then I have a request to you, because the COVID time is going on. There's a lot of conflict about that situation. So we want to have a discussion on health matters with the different experts in different field of medicines. Maybe after 1 week, I will interact together. Then
Please
we'll
let me
plan it.
know.
Yeah, sure.
Please let me know, because I believe that with the COVID pandemic, that we are at a very important junction now, where if we can all put our head and heart together, I think we'll be able to find a way into the future which will be healthy, because there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of division, there's a lot of politicization. And I think we need to, go beyond the differences and find the commonality, how different systems of healthcare can work together for the betterment of humanity. So I am with you for that. And anytime that the universe wills, we come together. So thank you so much for this opportunity, Guruji.
Thank you. Then I want to mention to you that we made a resolution in the New York State, because of some of our political leaders' help, to have an interfaith movement in wide range. That happened in the first day of February. They are going to send us a letter end of this month. In the New York State Assembly and the Senate, they made the resolution. Definitely we'll make that for the yoga and any other movements, and we want to bring all the Ayush treatments in America legally. So I am working hard for that point. So let us say it. Thank you so much. So now I like to invite Dr. Kriba Singh Ji for a few words.
Thank you, sir. Greetings, Guruji, Sat Sri Akal. Dr. Bhavnani, it's nice to see you. You know what you have said, you echoed the words which I believe the same way as you do. And it's nice to hear from you today. You know what you said, the monument of that is also created by Guru Nanak's followers. Like if you see behind me that picture of Golden Temple, this place is in the middle of a lake and it has 4 doors. If you or any of you may have visited, if you go down to visit the Harmandir Sahib, actually that's the name, Harimandir, abode of the Hari. There's a steps go down, which means you become humble. Then you take a round, have a dip in the lake to wash yourself. And while you meditate as you go along, enter into it. And through any door, the 4 doors, people indicator people can come from any caste over there or any direction, north, south, east, west, to sing the glories of one Lord, and who's, one, and also the diversity is as a result of him. So the 10th Guru talks about the same thing what you just mentioned, because they were mainly Hindu and Muslim communities at that time. But if they were Christians and Jews at that time, he would have included them too. What he says in his verse, the composition, the temple and the mosque are the same. Puja in the temple and namaz in the mosque is the worship of the same God. All humans are essentially the same, though they appear to be different. There are numerous names and numerous places of God, deities, angels, demons, devils, as a result of the influence of numerous countries and cultures, numerous languages and styles of living. Same eyes, same ears, same body, same facility of speaking. All are made from the same earth, air, fire, and water. Allah is the same. Abhek is the same. The Quran and the Puranas are the same. They are all about the same, the one God who has made them all. So this is oneness. And this is also in practice, this monument, which is popularly known as Golden Temple, to celebrate that oneness and to practice it in actuality. And after the, singing the glories of the Lord, you can go into the common kitchen, where irrespective of who you are, you can dine together and go home peacefully. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kriba. So I'm glad you are part of our network and supporting us in different ways. We try to build up different aspects of development goals from the UN. Look how we can go to the grassroots level and connect with the people rather than just go to the top level. That's very important to connect top level and the grassroots level. Otherwise, nothing will happen. I remember when I was a little boy, I had a problem itching my ears, and I'll scratch, and the bleeding will happen. It became a infection. And I went to a doctor. Doctor gave me medicine, but gave me more problems. So my dad came home and he said, "What happened to you?" Mom said, "He's just scratching." And dad looked at, no. You don't need any other medicine. I'll give you some homeo medicine. That's enough. You take once in a week. That's enough. Within 3 months, it's gone. After that, I never took any other medicines. Only homeopathy. Simple medicine. Sometimes we need natural medicines. Emergency, definitely we'll take vaccine and all that stuff. Yeah. But we had to make food is a medicine. I believe in that part. That's why I try to avoid unnecessary gathering with the different types of mix of food. I keep it 1 meal a day. Try to be a yogi in New York City. But still I need a chai in the morning. That's the only drawback I have. Around 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I'll take a chai. Yeah, that's the Indian style we learn. I keep that one every single day. But evening I'll eat 1 meal that day. But try to sleep less, be awake maximum time in my life. So that I can be productive. Yesterday I was talking with the Reverend Sharon, and she brought one idea about the healing part. Then I said, "Oh, definitely." I was thinking about. Then she brought that idea, and see how Dr. Ananda Bhavanani Yoga came today. So this is all happening. We just talk about it, and Dr. Kriba Singh also a doctor, and we have other doctors too. So we need the modern medical doctors and traditional doctors, those who are open-minded. Otherwise, nothing can happen. I remember 4 years back when I was at the UN, I talked to the director of the World Health Organization. I said, "Can we have a movement to bring all the medical systems in one roof?" And she said, "That's a good idea. We can work on it." Then the corona happened. So we had to follow up. Now they start giving passes, slowly going to open the UN. I hope we can move for that one. Definitely when we bring this yoga, naturopathy, homeo, Unani, and the Ayurveda, Siddha also, that government of India will support. We have so many doctors, well-known doctors are there. So we had to arrange programs so people can learn from abroad. Then they understand. If they don't know something, they'll think they don't believe in it. So we had to open up for them. That's the way we had to work. So let us see how it will work out. So I'm going to open up the floor. We have 10 minutes. Anybody want to ask a comment or a question or make a comments? You are welcome.
So Guruji, actually, I agree with you. Our medical systems are really complementary. If we look at it, they are not really opposed to each other. The difference, because of the unfortunate paranoia about it, or competitiveness, which is unhealthy, we kind of say, "Oh, one is better than the other," and this and that and all that. In certain instances, there may be differences. When it comes to acute medicine, the Western system of medicine works in a much quicker and faster way. When it comes to chronic disorders, certainly the other systems have a lot more role to play. So we are complementing each other. We're not against each other. But that's with that realization, I think it will work wonder under the same roof, all kinds of system and work to help people. Thank you.
I remember when my father learned homeopathy in his college, they had surgery to study. The later part in the modern medical systems, they oppose for other doctors to learn surgery. And recently, the government of India brought surgery back to the traditional medical practitioners to learn. And the modern medical practitioners are opposing, still opposing. This is not supposed to happen because knowledge is for everybody, not limited to a group of people. You see, people are bringing more propaganda for the vaccines, not they're propagating the value to increase the immunity or what we can intake and protect ourselves. Like a stitch in time saves the nine, right? So people should have the immunity growing so that way they can escape from the troubles. So there is a lack of understanding happening around the globe. I see this one. I never had vaccine until I was coming to America. I never had big problems in my life. I just take natural medicines. Very small dose of homeo. The Dr. Hahnemann say, magic of the minimum dose. You don't have to take so much medicine. You have to take a minimum. So to support the internal energy, and it will act itself in our body. So rather than taking so many capsules, I see some people are taking 10 different types of medicine at a time. I ask them, why you have to take everything? When you eat food, get a healthy food instead of a canned food. So there's a lifestyle supposed to change in people's life. Definitely climate change is making a big part in our life. But the water we won't care about. People waste water a lot. You walk around the New York City, you can see piles of garbage bags with good food inside. People don't have enough food to eat even in New York City. People are on the street. People think in America is very rich, not with the people. They're suffering. This is not supposed to happen. If we have this waste food in New York City, that's enough to feed an entire world for a day. Yeah. So I never waste even one bit of food in my day. Never. The value is very important. We have to be careful how we live in a harmonious way. Not only a talk, a show, we are in the religious, in the spiritual involved. That's not the way we live. Practical life supposed to be in a good manner. I believe in that point.
Guruji, I agree with you that the society suffers from what we call immediate gratification. They want it just now, right now, and no matter what happens, me type of thing. So we need to convert into a style of life where we matter, we together. And that comes when appropriate use of our resources and our facilities to help each other, calling Sarvadha Phala, everyone's welfare. But when we are always me, then what it goes on is we're never satisfied. There's no end to it. And create more garbage, create more wastage of food, wastage of resources. All that comes from this, what sometimes referred wrongly as individual ruggedness, individual. There is a happy relationship between I and my society. And that's what we need to discover. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I remember some of the events at the UN meetings. I asked a question: why we are not promoting spirituality? We are just only 17 goals. These are peripheral stuff. It should be under one roof. And a lot of people cannot take it the spiritual part. Some are communist countries, some are different religious, and so they don't want to talk about this. But actually, we have to talk about this. Part of the major part of our life. Yeah, spirituality is the main thing more than anything else. So let us see how we'll make the changes.
Well, in the Western medicine, we do have some awakening where we're talking about body, mind, and spirit, paradigm of the healthcare. And it is becoming more and more seminars on it, more workshops and more. And I also participate and do help in those things because this is a new awakening. In the old days, the hypothesis used to be everything was all illnesses because of spiritual demon, this and that and all. Then became all biological. From biological, people said, no, everything is in the individual personality, psychological. Then they said, no, it's all result of family issues and all that. And they said, no, it's not, we really just don't know. It's then we come to realization, it's, all of it together. It's a bio-psychosocial spiritual model of healthcare and good life. And that's the only way to stay healthy.
Thank you. So anyone else to share anything? Because we have a few more minutes. Sharon, any comments?
Yeah, I just wanted, when you were talking about the UN and the spirituality, is that I see the United Nations as a spiritual entity in and of itself. It's the only manifestation of this oneness, this one love that we're talking about on the planet. That the land that it's on belongs to no one. It was dedicated to the world, and the inner workings of the UN is very spiritual, but it has turned into a political organization. And I like to think that it's because of a self-sacrificial effort, because it needs to talk the language that the outer world understands. Because if it were to speak this language, I guess Dag Hammarskjöld tried to speak it successfully somewhat, and that's how we got the meditation room, right? Because of Dag Hammarskjöld. So I stand firm in that it is a spiritual organization, and part of our meditation is always for the in support of the spiritual work of the UN and the liberation of humanity, that they are able to recognize the spirituality that surrounds all of us and this oneness that we are so clearly speaking of.
Yeah, that's good. You made a good point. So that I put a background of the meditation room at the UN. So we'll have 2 minutes silent meditation. I'll put a bell ring. Then we'll go to that silent meditation for 2 minutes and ring the bell. Then we'll wind up.
Beautiful.
Thank you, everyone. That was a beautiful gathering today. Everybody can unmute yourself. So last 1 minute.
Thank you, Dileepji, for your love and care. Congratulations.
So this is the agenda. Tomorrow we have another meeting, and Sunday we have a lot of people from South America, and Monday the last day of the final gala of the Interfaith Harmony Week. But still we'll continue the programs with the different agendas in different days. And some days we have public meeting in the morning, so we may have to change to evening or some other time. The last event will be on February 28th. That will be our 37th annual Interfaith Festival. So we have some political leaders and religious leaders are joining. We'll have award ceremony as usual. And here Reverend Sharon was an awardee at the Church Center of the United Nations in one of the events a few years back. And I know some other people also joined today from those team. And try to make an interfaith movement very strong with other groups, partnership events. I never give up because I born in an interfaith family. This is like my bread and butter. Yoga is only a part for me. And I know how important to keep interfaith harmonious movements. That is well need that one, you know. And younger, small children, I always spend time with the young people, and they had to educate them how to be a lovable, a caring person in the society. Because when they see elders are harmonious style, and they will learn it from only from actions. We don't have to teach them. So I see how my mother is spending time with other religious people. That's why I learned this from. From age of 1, I am with different groups and events. We go to public events. She'll tell me, "Oh, serve food." Even I am small child, I don't know how to serve food, so I take little water in a small glass and give to people. You go to temples, churches, thousands of people are there, non-stop serving. That's the way we learn it. So that's easy for us. And parents or teachers are guiding us from childhood. Very easy to learn. You don't have to change your religion or culture. Nobody is asking to change it. But you can be in a spiritual being, you know, more than anything else. We try our best. Let us see. So thank you everyone for joining and blessing with your prayers and messages, remarks, music, wonderful songs we had. So see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Dileepji.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Dileepji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Namaskar.
Thank
Stay
you, sir.
safe.